Alright friends, welcome to my video. Actually, before we start, let me just actually turn sounds off. I actually just recorded the first video, so there's a good chance. What do I want to play here? I'll play e4, just kind of see what happens. I'm not normally an e4 player, but I've been trying to play that just for fun. But I noticed the sounds were kind of like not syncing up properly, so I just I know there's kind of a way to like make that happen, but for now I'm just gonna turn them off, like the chess sounds, and yeah. There's something else I was gonna say. All right, so he goes to e5. I'll go knight f3. I know a lot of people like to play the Vienna. They'll go like knight c3 and either play the gambit or just the like Vienna game. But we're gonna play traditional. If they play knight c6, I'm gonna play Ruy Lopez, and yeah, this will be exciting because I don't know much Ruy Lopez theory other than just playing against it. I may know a decent amount, but there could be some like subtle ideas here and there that there are going to be some subtle ideas that I may not be as aware of. So we'll see what he does. He's thinking quite a bit. Maybe he's considering whether to go knight c6 or if he wants to play a Petrov with knight f6. Maybe he wants to play an eventual Stafford gambit with knight c6. Maybe he wants to go Fildor defense. Maybe he wants to go... Is this Latvian? I think this is Latvian. f5. Ooh, if he plays f5, I'm not going to know what to do. If he goes knight c6, let's play this pretty quickly. Ruy Lopez. Okay, so knight to e7. All right, I'm out of book already. I am out of book. So everything from here has been fabricated on my own. I could play c3. I could play d4. But I think castles is the most flexible because I kind of keep my cards to my chest. Maybe I want to go like c3, d4. Maybe I just want to go d3. So he plays g6. Something tells me he wants me to play d4. Let's calculate. d4 takes, knight takes. I assume knight takes is bad because I just go queen takes. And then let's say bishop g7, bishop e3. I mean, that can't be a bad position, right? Maybe I go c3, bishop g7, d4, takes. I get the nice center. I'm actually not... Ooh, I'm so conflicted. I'm going to go c3. So I'm going to go c3, and then I'm going to go d4. Something I have to be mindful of is if he ever like pushes the d-pawn and tries to get this. If he goes bishop g4, he'd be pressuring my center. Now, he doesn't even take, which is fine. I can go d5. d5 just like forces knight to b8, doesn't it? Because I think on knight a5 he gets trapped with pawn to b4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think maybe he made a mistake because he has to go knight b8. Maybe he can like make a6 work, but he just goes back to b8. Okay, so that part at least we've done successfully. What to do now? I think the important thing is going to be to try not to explicitly punish him. In other words, I don't need to rush. I could play d6, but seems like maybe he could just take, and after queen takes, that might be good though. I'm threatening e5, and how does he defend it? Maybe he just puts his knight back to c6. That seems rushed, and I think long term it wouldn't really do much for me, so... Bishop g5 is also interesting, because his only way to kind of break the pin would be f6. I'm going to go bishop g5, and again, I'm just kind of keeping flexible. He goes d6. Even though I don't really think I'm concerned about bishop g4, I'm just going to go h3 just to prevent that. And then, this might just be a chess game. We may not get to sort of punish him for his lack of development, but that's okay, because that's how chess works sometimes. So I feel like, so f5, he's threatening to take. He also might have an idea just to go f4, and then h6, and then force me to trade, because if I just drop back, he'd go g5, and then trap my bishop. Intuitively, I think taking's actually the best move. He could go pawn takes. Yeah, let's take. I think he'll take with the pawn, if I had to guess, so that he kind of maintains a grip on the potential to play e4. So something I'm considering is c4, c5. Trying to undermine this guy. So if c4, let's say f4, c5, if he takes, I was thinking of something like d6, but I think he would just take. I don't think I have enough ammunition for that. What I could also do, because now I can just leave the bishop here, because if he plays h6, he doesn't have g5. I'm getting low on the clock, so we need to speed up just a little bit. c4, there's also maybe e4, trying to open up the bishop, but I believe I would just go knight d4, and I'm doing okay, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to play c4. Then my next move after c4 is just going to be knight c3, most likely. Yes. I would love to play b4, but I think it's just too complicated after e4. The idea would be to take away the c5 square. Although maybe I can calculate it out. So b4, because if he does play e4, I have knight d4, maybe a knight e6. And maybe there could actually be some compensation. You know what? Let's be provocative today. Let's go pawn b4. I'm going to cordially invite him to play this move pawn to e4 and try to exploit this guy. He goes queen e8. So he breaks one pin, but creates another. Is that a good or bad thing? I'm not exactly sure. I will just go... Yeah, I don't really need to overthink this necessarily. c5's interesting, though. But I think, again, I just always have to consider e5. Let's see. Is knight better on c3 or e2? I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. Let's go knight c3. Somehow we just got way behind on the clock. Bishop a4, am I hanging anything? I don't believe so. Just go here. Queen f7 is logical. Can I play c5? Probably not. But c5 takes, knight takes. I can also trade in some positions, then play c5. See, bishop takes, c5. And then the problem is maybe he doesn't have to take. I actually like that. I'm just going to take. Because I want to go c5. I want to get some counterplay going. I want to go c5. And my idea is if he takes, I'm going to take. And I have potential to create a passed pawn. If he doesn't take, then maybe I just take. And then he'll have sort of a weakness on b6. Sorry, on d6. Not to mention I could go to the b6 square in some cases, maybe with my knight or bishop. So we'll see where that goes. Yeah, e4 was always going to be a move, but I have knight d4. The idea was that he's now opening up his bishop. So he was attacking my knight, but I'm able to just move my other knight and block the attack. He goes knight takes d5. Okay, so he won a pawn. I didn't even see that possibility. That's okay. Because, let's see. I think I can take. I actually might be in a little bit of trouble. Not just because I'm down a pawn, but he has a lot of stuff going for him. Like, this guy's just wide open. Let's see. Okay, let's see. How do we sort of mitigate the damage? So, I'd love to make a move like knight f5 work, but that just won't work because he can just, like, take it with the rook, say. Let's see. Here, I'm concerned about f4. If I move my knight, he takes the exchange. Also, he could, like, trade queens. Well, maybe if I just move my knight, queen takes, I take with my other rook. Because he can't take my rook first because his queen hangs. Okay, so with that said, I can just try to find out what the best knight move is. Which is probably just knight b3, I'm guessing, intuitively. I don't think knight e2 is that good, although maybe I could argue that I want to go to f4. Whereas on knight b3, it doesn't have much of a future. Let's go knight e2, actually. Because I think this f4 square could be something to play for. If I had to guess, I think he'll just move his queen somewhere. So maybe he'll go queen c6. And then I'd play rook c8. So maybe not queen c6. Maybe he'd just go like queen f7 or something. Then try to shake things up on the king side. Queen c4. Okay, let's go. I think rook c1 is safe. Because if takes, I can just take. And then he has some weaknesses to deal with. If queen takes, I could probably seriously consider just trading. Because I have bishop e7 at the end. And I'm down a pawn, but, you know, it's just like, it could be worth playing out. Let me just see if there's a better way to go about this. See, rook c7 is tempting as well because you know, he can, bishop c6. I'm in some time pressure. I just gotta make moves at this point. I have dinner plans on Friday, don't I? I almost forgot about that. Is it this Friday or next Friday? Friday, June 7th is this coming Friday. All right, well, thanks for the reminder, good old email system. Let's go here. We are in a time scramble, although it's not a mutual time scramble by any means. This guy has plenty of time to make his moves. Let's see. Let's go here, perhaps. The other problem is he has the two bishops, which is not going to be fun to play against in an open board. Yeah, maybe bishop f4 wasn't good because I might have rather had the f4 square for my knight. But maybe knight g3 is good in some positions. Knight g3, maybe try to go knight h5. Let's just go here pretty quickly. Now we're hitting this guy. And this is an idea. Not a threat by any means, but it's an idea. Go knight h5. Maybe I tickle him with bishop c7, then just try to like go back. I expect him to just move the bishop. Maybe he just goes a little bit more aggressive with a move like bishop d4. Okay, he goes bishop b2. Okay. This is almost a bishop skewer, but this guy's protected. Let's go. I think we tempo the bishop. Just go here. And then his bishop has to move somewhere. So let's see. Bishop a3 is possible. Bishop d4 is likely. Maybe bishop h8. I don't know why he would go bishop b2 then bishop up to h8, but maybe he's just like, I have more time. I can afford to do these things. I'm considering trading bishops. I just don't want to deal with the bishop pair, if I'm being completely honest. Even though I'm down material, I don't mind trading off one pair of bishops. Because I think I have enough counterplay to justify it, potentially. I have a minute and 20. Oh yeah, it was a pre-move. Okay, gotcha. Now I don't love this, although I will be able to play knight f4 in a timely manner, potentially. A minute and 6. Let's speed up the pace. Let's get going. Actually, if I win this, that'll be amazing. Because I'm down a pawn. I'm down all this time. And he just played a nasty move like f4. Just drop back. Is my knight just trapped? He goes like rook f4. I might have g4, but it's not good. It is not a good situation. Now, if he en passant, maybe I have an attack on this d4 pawn. Sorry, e4 pawn. Okay, he doesn't do that. I'm just going to go... He wants e3, though, doesn't he? I'm going to go here. I don't want... I was going to, like, move my rook somewhere, but... Let's go... I do not know what I'm doing, honestly. I just got to make some moves. Just go, like, here, and then knight f6. We're being scrappy. We're being scrappy. I will say that. And if he loses that center pawn, then it could just go downhill from there. Let's go check. You know what? I'm going to turn sounds on. Risky move while I'm in time pressure. Just go to settings, but I do want to hear my move. Oh, my rook's attacked. Darn it. I think we can take. Just don't hang anything. Don't hang anything and don't flag. Yeah, I'd love to just chop this bishop off the board. I'm up a pawn, aren't I? Wait, I'm up a pawn? How did that happen? I don't know. So I thought I was down a pawn. Oh, I took a6. That's another pawn. Okay, cool. I gotta be careful, maybe? This guy is just lingering. I can just go here. I'm also guarding this. I think I'm winning. We just got 23 seconds to do so. His king's cut off. Although he can take. Maybe I'm not as winning. I don't know. If he takes, I'll take c4 first. Because then I can always just wrap around and take. But that's it. King f7. Oh, this guy was hanging. That's fine. He's trying to maybe push his c-pawn, if I had to guess. Let's push. I could be messing this up. I think I messed it up. That's tough. And yeah, I don't really think... Just push. Hold on, let's just play this out. I just push. Wait, what's going on? Oh, he just like... I don't think he needs to allow this. Oh, shoot. Okay, I should be able to win this with pre-moves. Okay, let's get these pre-moves going. Oh, that... Oh, no. I don't know if I can do this. No! Ah! Yeah, that was... Yeah, it didn't even, like, register to me that, like, not only can he go king f7, and then, you know, I can't check. That's his only legal move. It's kind of tricky. I mean, I'm not the greatest when it comes to just these time scrambles and trying to get checkmate with like 2 queens with like 0.9 seconds or whatever. I guess it's really just 1 second. But, well, I guess it's a draw, which is like not the end of the world. But, yeah, well, what a game overall. There's a couple of things I want to look at in the analysis. One is I just want to see if what I did was theoretically sound. And then, yeah, just what were like the sort of mistakes and everything like that. Let me actually adjust this just a little bit. I'm going to let y'all see the eval bar. I'm not going to put the lines up. That's just going to be a little bit much. There we go. I think this is fine. So open up the Explorer first. So this is called the Cozio defense of the Ruy Lopez. It's a little bit more passive compared to maybe a move like Knight F6, where you're attacking the e-pawn. But I think the idea, from my understanding, is you're trying to meet bishop takes with just knight takes, and then fianchetto the bishop and just be very solid. That's my understanding, my very limited understanding. So, g6. Okay, c3 is theoretical. I got that. c3. Sorry, the move didn't really update on the Explorer. Bishop g7. d4 is theoretical. And then after castles, which is apparently actually pretty common, there are 22 games in this database. Well, really, 42 games in the database with castles. By far, the top move is e takes d4. Then after castles, white plays d5 22 times. And white has a 73% win percentage. Yeah, the best move here apparently is just a6. And then, yeah, bishop g5 was apparently not in the database. The move was apparently d6, which is a move I was considering. Yeah, apparently d6 was the best move. I dismissed it during the game because I just thought after takes, he just goes like knight c6. I thought there had to be a way for him to like exploit the queen's placement. Maybe rook e8, bishop f8. But also maybe there's like an argument that it weakens some stuff and I can go bishop g5. Because actually, if you really think about it, how do you dislodge the queen, right? I don't really think you can do that. So, bishop g5, and then here. Now, this all seems reasonable. I mean, I'm slightly worse. At some point, I'm just like, I guess d6 was my shot to sort of punish it. So after bishop g5 is just equal. And then gradually, I'm actually just getting worse. And then here, apparently, h6 is a good move. Very dodgy position, but he also didn't properly capitalize. C5, knight d4. Yeah, I just hung a pawn. Because, yeah, I think I missed that, like, after e4, I have to disconnect my defense of the d5 pawn. So I just played knight d4, and then he just won the pawn. And then, okay, then we fight on. Queen takes, c takes. And yeah, this is just a scrappy endgame. Or I'm also in time pressure. And then once he allowed, I will give myself credit. I did kind of play scrappy, just going like rook c5, rook e5, rook e6, and then just trying to get this move going. Because once he lost the d pawn, it's kind of, you know, his winning chances are kind of donezo. As you know, on the board. On the clock, obviously, is a different story. Apparently, knight f5 is much better than what I played, which is just taking the bishop. I mean, time pressure. I have like 30 seconds here, but yeah. Knight f5, and then the h6 pawn is hanging. So if he plays king g8 or something, I'll just go like here. And then, yeah, there's like maybe knight e7 ideas. Maybe not, actually, but his king is sort of in peril as well. And then, yeah, we're just completely winning the endgame. And then we kind of blew it. Although, yeah, this is just crazy. Apparently here he has to go rook g8, which just collects my pawn. All right, well, thank you so much for watching my video. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.